month before Christmas, and all through our place, a French bulldog was snoring all up in my face. Elf on the Shelf came early this year to spread some of his Christmas cheer. He said, "Santa is coming, I cannot wait to see the goat on that special date." When a voice spoke out that we should know already, when saying the GOAT, there is only one, Tom Brady. Tom Brady on the shelf was suddenly there, with Promazine in hand for gains all of the year. Elf said he has been taking his pre-workout too. Brady said with GIFD, I can do twice what you do. Elf said my pre-workout was full of stims and new things. Brady replied, yeah, like Red Bull gives you wings. Brady said, let's put it to the test and see who comes out on top. I'll bet you $1 million that your pre-workout is a flop. And so it began, the test of all tests, to see which one of the pre-workouts are truly the best. Time together has come to an end, but not to worry, soon you'll see Brady and the Elf once more again. What's up, everybody? Welcome to BioS 3 Raw TV. Today we're going to talk about diet breaks. This is one of the stupidest fucking phenomena I have ever seen in the last 20 years. And we're going to go right through some examples too. So many of the IIF, WEM crowd, and the people that are very scientific based literally like to say that calories in, calories are out, all that matters, right? And we know that scientists now and doctors are actually saying that's not true. Like, the general population to not become obese, not overfeeding yourself, is key. However, calories in, calories out is not the optimal way to diet for long-term success. It fails 99% of the time. That's the statistic. If you're doing calories in, calories out only, you will fail 99% of the time. Now, that being said, these IIF, WAM, macro coaches, whatever the fuck you want to call them. A good example is I was watching this competitor, right? And as her show was coming up, she said, she was very, very heavy. She was way too heavy to be starting her diet out when she did. She probably should have started her diet 4 or 5 months ahead of where she did. But she's working with this coach and she trusts the coach. The coach overfed her all year to help her, quote unquote, build more muscle. We have to pad the calories. All this bullshit. Basically, he made her fat, right? She trusted him. He made her fat and she couldn't even see it because she was so emotionally attached to that trainer being her trainer, her friend. He knows what's good for her, etc. So she starts this prep and she's like, oh, first day in, feeling good. Second day in, Third day, dying already. And I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, third day in, dying already. I didn't realize that they had already cut her calories so drastically that she was having this hunger signal going to her brain that was basically telling her she's fucking starving. Like, she couldn't take any more already at 3 days in. So 2 weeks goes by, there's barely any difference. The scale is not even dropping. You can't see even to a trained eye, her progress pictures that she puts up online, you can't fucking tell. You still can't see shit after 2 weeks. Now that's 2 weeks taken off the time that your show's coming up. Like, you're running out of time already 2 weeks out, or 2 weeks in. Next post she makes is about a diet break. I was like, what the fuck I've never heard such a thing, a diet break. I've heard of a refeed, a diet break, a week-long diet break. And I'm reading this thing, she said, well, my body's kind of plateaued. First of all, it didn't even respond, so it's not plateaued. So my coach decided that I needed a diet break. So what they basically do is, the calories she was on before the diet, so her bulking calories, right? They put her back on those calories for a full week from this diet break. And then what they're going to do is cut the calories again and see if the weight drops. To me, it's a fucking completely random crapshoot. Anyways, whatever. They put her on this fucking diet break and she actually gets heavier. The scale goes up 1.5 pounds. Now, she's a very, very tiny girl. That's like fucking 10 pounds on my frame. So I'm sitting there looking at something. I'm watching, very interested to see what the fuck goes on. And next, the following week, they go back to the diet. Now the scale dropped 1.5 pounds, but she had gained 1.5 pounds. So now what happens is she's just basically at baseline 3 weeks into it, starting the 4th week. Sure enough, she drops 1/4 pound. So the guy's like, see, 1/4 pound. Now you're 5 weeks almost into your diet. The show is coming up. You're only down 1/4 pound from where you started and you're still fucking fat. You are running out of time. So they go through this whole diet. She's barely making progress. He's got her fucking running on the fucking treadmill at full speed. She's filming all this shit, right? Now she's coming down, but not even remotely where she should be. And I'm sitting there going, fuck. Now these diet breaks are being put in. And I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. She's going backwards and the show is coming up. So you're doing like, you know, you're going up 2 pounds, coming down a quarter, up 2 pounds, down a quarter. Now, that would be okay maybe for like a long-term goal that didn't have a show. But the amount of work that's going in for that quarter of a pound, nobody's gonna be able to sustain that or maintain it. So even for long-term, it's not gonna fucking work. So finally the show is like 3 weeks away, and I'm looking at this girl. I said, she's going to pull out of the show. I'm just waiting for the post where, well, me and my coach feel like I shouldn't be doing this show. I need more time. My body's not responding. The same bullshit you keep hearing. And all of a sudden, she starts to really drop, right? Now, she did make it to the show. She wasn't in good shape. She wasn't in her best shape. They basically starved her like a motherfucker for like 4 weeks. Like, I saw it happen because her output was already fucking crazy. It was 2 cardio sessions and a weight session every day, 7 days a week. It was about 2 hours of cardio plus that. And we know the overloading, the metabolic adaptation. But this coach's theory was taking a diet break. When look, she's got plenty of fat on her. She don't need a fucking diet break. Was going to help with the metabolism, and it didn't work through the whole diet, and was eventually forced to crash diet and starve her. Now, here's the interesting part. These diet breaks took her longer to get in shape, which forced a very extreme reaction to happen for her to get to the stage, which she still didn't do well anyways. After the show, she literally gained that weight back plus some. And we see this all the time. And now she's like making posts about, you know, I wish I hadn't done this, I wish I hadn't done that. I'm like, what the fuck is with these diet breaks? So I started asking around, I said, you guys heard diet breaks? No, what? Like, exactly. Okay, I'm just checking. And the diet breaks weren't even like clean foods. So it was like the food she was using on the diets. When she had a diet break, she was allowed to go back to whatever the fuck she wants. So it was like completely fluctuating her hormones back and forth and making it almost impossible for this girl who, by bodybuilding standards, wasn't in the shape, but by the general public was 10 times better than fucking 90% of the people out there. She still couldn't make her body respond. It was all like these calorie manipulation that made no fucking sense. And I'm sitting here going, where the fuck did these diet breaks come from? And I honestly know that working with clients that come from other trainers, that clients can bully the trainers into giving them what they want. So rather than getting the actual results, now the trainer's the expert. So the person, when they roll up, they're not the expert. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. They keep failing. They hire the trainer. They're able to bully the trainer into giving them foods that make progress slower, bully them into giving them fucking diet breaks of whole weeks of eating fucking garbage when you've only been on a diet 2 weeks. If you cannot diet a 12-week diet without fucking binging yourself with fucking bad food, going backwards, okay? And I don't mean like gaining a pound for some water. I mean going fucking backwards and then making such little progress you have to starve at the end. You need to find a new sport. This sport is not for you. If you can't deal with the fact that you need to stay on a diet for 12 weeks and push extremely hard for 12 weeks, and as the show's getting closer, it's getting harder and harder. And by the time you get to the show, you get nothing left. If you can't do that, find another fucking sport. Find another thing to do. Do not do this sport because you are absolutely not going to be the best that you can be, or even remotely fucking what you possibly could imagine that you could be. You're never going to be that doing this. Now, long term, I do not feel like diet breaks are good for the long term either. We also know that, you know, shifting your metabolism back and forth. Now, refeeds are a different thing. You know, refeeds are actually to change your hormones, ghrelin, peptide YY, things like that. It's completely different than doing a whole week of junk food, which is basically a week-long binge. But some of these coaches are giving them to people. And then, like, what happens is 99% of the time, if the person loses weight, within a month of actually stopping with that trainer, they go right back to where they were, or they gain weight on top of it. Why does that happen? Because this trainer is teaching them that it's okay to binge for a week. So what happens is they do these week-long binges from this trainer teaching them how to do this. And then what happens is they go, well, it didn't affect me that much. Instead of doing like, 4 or 5 weeks, then a binge or a diet break, these fuckers do a week-long diet break. Week-long diet break. Half a week-long diet, the rest of the time diet break. Half a week-long time, no more diet. Like, that's what happens. They teach them that it's okay. Rather than instilling healthy, and by healthy, what I mean is choosing a healthier food over a junk food. Healthy trains of thought, meaning, well, if I was eating 5,000 calories before and I'm on 3,000 now, I have plenty to live and I should be able to maintain that. I don't need that extra 2,000 calories despite what I want, right? Do I want 2,000 more calories, or do I finally want to be in shape? Do I want 2,000 more calories? Do I want my blood pressure to come down? Do I want 2,000 calories, or I want my triglycerides to come down? Like, the question that you have to ask yourself is, what the fuck are we really doing? Because this is not a technique. This is not something new. This is fucking a binge that a trainer gives a client because the client doesn't want to fucking diet. Or the client's body's not responding and the trainer doesn't know what to do. So like, oh, let's pad the calories back up, speeds up metabolism. It doesn't work like that. Okay, when you're already fat and your body's in storage, when you've been dieting for 2 weeks, your body's barely made the shift to have a faster metabolism, and you're going back to the higher calories, it's gonna store them immediately. So it doesn't make any fucking sense of the things that go on, guys. And it bothers me because people are trusting these people, they're paying them, they're giving them hard-earned money, and they're trusting them with their health and their goals and their long-term success. They're trusting these people with that, and they have no fucking idea what's going on. So be aware, guys. Be on the lookout for these trainers and coaches with the fucking diet breaks, because I'm telling you right now, not only is it a bad habit to get into, but it absolutely will prolong you getting to your goal. And once you get to your goal, it will actually absolutely be the demise of what you have built in the goal that you have gotten. BioStrengthTraining@gmail.com. Leave comments down below, but don't fight. www.biostrength.com is a blog. It's the diet break bicep bullshit, and we are out.